Three bows to the Buddha. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And bow to the teacher.
Okay, let me share with you my screen. Just a minute. Okay, can you see my screen, everyone?
Yes, yes,
Well,
very clear. Yeah.
okay, thank you so much. Okay, good morning from Hsinchu. Actually, I'm in Hsinchu now. How are you all doing today? I hope you all had a nice day and are now ready for an evening of Dharma. Um, at last year, just it's something wrong with my computer. Last year's Dharma retreat, I gave an introduction to Yogacara teachings, also known as consciousness of the teachings. Do you all remember? I think most of you forget the teaching, but I will remind you a little bit to recall some of the teaching. So this year, I would like to introduce to you the Tathāgatagarbha teachings. Again, we will work from the material in chapter 5 of Venerable Yin-Shun's book, The Way to Buddhahood. I hope over these 4 days, I can cover the following topic areas. First, I will give an overview of the 3 main systems of teachings in Mahayana. The aim is to have you understand where the Tathāgatagarbha teachings fit into the whole picture of Buddhism. Next, I will focus on the Tathāgatagarbha teachings with the following areas. The material can be divided into 4 sections. 1. The scripture texts that promote Tathāgatagarbha teachings. 2. The reasons behind the development of these teachings and their supporting basis. 3. Some of the undesirable side effects of these teachings because of its similarities to heretical teachings. 4. True purpose of the Tathāgatagarbha system of teaching. Okay. Just a minute. So now let's begin. In our present time, there are 2 main branches of Buddhism. These are Theravada Buddhism and Mahayana Buddhism. Historically, Buddhism's development can be split into different eras or time periods. In the beginning, we have Prince Siddhartha, who became a Buddha through his own efforts. He began to teach the truths that he had awakened to, and These are what we refer to as Dharma teachings or Buddha Dharma. This early period where the teachings came directly from the Buddha is sometimes referred to as original Buddhism period. This is from the Buddha's time to around 100 years after the Buddha's passing. About 100 years after the Buddha's passing, differing interpretations about the precepts and doctrines began to develop, and these led to the branching out of the Sangha based on schools of sorts. The modern day Theravada Buddhism is one of these sub-branches. The period where different schools of Buddhism flourished is sometimes referred to as School Buddhism period. Verbal Yin-Shun groups this original and School Buddhism period into one and calls it Early Buddhism period or era. The historical time is around 5th to 1st century BCE, long time ago. Okay. So following the early Buddhism period is the Mahayana period, which dates to around 1st century BCE to the 7th century CE. This can also be split into early and late Mahayana. The early Mahayana period is dominated by the Prajnaparamita teachings that focus on emptiness and is the signature doctrine of the middle way or middle path or Madhyamaka school. Due to the profundity of the teachings on emptiness, we begin to see the emergence of the later Mahayana teachings that focus on consciousness or mind. In later Mahayana period, we have the Yogacara school, followed closely by the Tathāgatagarbha school. Both use consciousness or mind as a key basis for their doctrines. So this is where the focal topic of this year's Dharma talk appears in the historical timeline of Buddhism's history. I hope it's clear to you. Historically, after the Mahayana period, there is the esoteric Buddhism period. Verbal Yin-Shun classes this type of teachings separated from the Mahayana, while some other scholars group it into the Mahayana. So on the slide, you should see a familiar table that has been presented before. This is a simple summary of the doctrinal development of Buddhism from the time of the Buddha to the 12th century CE in ancient India. So as you can see on the slides, the Tathāgatagarbha teachings fall within the Mahayana, right? Venerable Yin-Shun has categorized the Mahayana teachings based on their core doctrines and principles. So in the table, first is the Madhyamaka teachings, which Venerable Yin-Shun calls these teachings as the system of dependent designations that are empty in nature. Okay, very long title. The title is quite long. So the basis of this teaching focuses on causes and conditions to explain emptiness and sees no need to explain a true cause or an original starting cause. The second layer, Yogacara teaching. This teaching, this type of teaching is called the system of mere consciousness, that is illusion. The key basis of this teaching uses consciousness to explain why we have afflictions, namely due to our incorrect perceptions. Their explanation of causes and conditions is based on the concept of seeds that will give rise to their respective fruits. And this cause and effect relationship is a universal constant. Here is an example for you. Simply put, a melon seed will always give you a melon, not a potato, right? This is the relationship of cause and effect that Yogacara school based on, okay? So in this system, the mind or alaya consciousness is impure. It has been stained with defilements and needs to be cleaned with the Dharma so that we are able to practice the path and gain liberation. Tathāgatagarbha teaching is called the system of mere mind that is true and permanent. The focus here is on the mind to explain the fundamental cause for the arising of everything. This mind is innately pure, but our present delusional state is the result of this pure mind being covered by defilements. So we just need to remove the layers of defilements to reveal the underlying purity. It sounds easier, isn't it? Okay. So unlike Yogacara, where the alaya consciousness is stained, here the mind is simply covered. So can you imagine the difference? Or understand the difference? Stained and covered. A bit like cleaning a spill on the carpet compared to tiled floors. Here's an example for you. So the carpet fibers absorb the liquid and it gets stained. Cleaning this needs a good hard scrubbing, while the tile floor just needs a gentle wipe with a clean cloth. Okay. So of course, wiping is easier than scrubbing, I think, according to my experience. Likewise, the Tathāgatagarbha teachings will appear easier to those who find spiritual practice hard and question their own ability to practice the path to the end. So a key aim of the Tathāgatagarbha teaching is to encourage people and help these people develop faith and confidence in themselves and the path. So it is a skillful method. But such skillful methods are subject to time and place and audience, okay? Methods should be updated and amended when one's spiritual foundation develops. So some hear this Tathāgatagarbha teaching and question that it is the same as the heretical teachings that talk about soul or Atman. Some have this feeling, these worries. But the Buddha explains that this is a kind of skillful means to help sentient beings learn the Buddha Dharma. And this is why he always explains the purpose of his teachings. This is a good point to bear in mind when we share the Dharma with others, especially for long-time learners. You may have a lot of information to share, but when you relay the Dharma to others, please remember to think about your aim and then make a wise choice about what type Dharma is suitable and how to present it. Because the purpose to share the Dharma with others is to benefit the others, right? If we use the wrong information or wrong teaching or present the Dharma without any skills, that will, how can I say, damage their confidence in Buddhism. So it's not what we expected, okay? Okay, now let's turn to focus on the thought of Tathāgatagarbha school. In chapter 5 of the Way to Buddhahood, the explanation about the system of mere mind that is true and permanent, it begins with the following verse. So as you can see on the slides, the verse says, "Some think that the doctrine of arising and cessation makes cyclic existence and liberation be inexplicable. They fear the notion of no intrinsic self. For them, the Buddha uses another skillful method." So for some people, when they hear about the teachings on impermanence and how all things arise and cease, they find it hard to comprehend how such a principle can explain the cycle of life and death. In these people's minds, if things, namely ourselves, are impermanent and empty, how can it be possible that we go from one life to the next? They feel that there must be something that is permanent, and such an explanation they feel is more logical. So Tathāgatagarbha teaching is for such kind of people, okay? So similarly, some people, when they hear the teaching on no intrinsic self, they have doubts and fears. These people think that if there is no underlying self, soul, or Atman, then how can I have a future life? They have a doubt, will death be the end of everything for me? Such ideas of total annihilation scare them. The Tathāgatagarbha teachings are designed for people with such a disposition. The system of mere mind that is true and permanent is based on the notion of a Buddha nature. So Tathāgata, now we have a new terms, technical term, Buddha nature. So Tathāgatagarbha is another name is called Buddha nature, okay? So here I give you a short explanation of this term, Tathāgatagarbha. Okay. The word Tathāgatagarbha is Sanskrit and made up two words. Tathāgata is Sanskrit term which means one who comes from the truth, as the Buddhas who precede him. And in our world, it refers to Shakyamuni Buddha. So Tathāgata is another title for Buddha. Okay, so the Buddha had many different titles. Tathāgata is one of the Buddha's title. So another term is Garbha. Garbha includes the following meanings: the inside, middle, interior of anything, having in the interior, containing, filled with, fetus or embryo. So Garbha have this meaning, but the how can I say, the main point is this one, okay, this one, fetus or embryo, okay. But some texts translate Tathāgatagarbha, they use womb. It also have the meaning of womb, but according to the teaching, womb might not be the best meaning for this term. So the best is fetus, okay. So what does it mean, Tathāgatagarbha? Literally, according to Sanskrit grammar, okay, is the meaning is Tathāgata, the Buddha, and that is the Buddha like fetus. So what does it mean? Buddha like fetus means Buddha in the status of fetus. So fetus is the baby in mother's womb, right? So we are in this status or state. So when we eliminate all our defilement and perfect our virtues and attain all the virtues of the Buddha, and we become a real Buddha. Okay, so it's a simile. Tathāgatagarbha means, although we are not the Buddha, but we will be the Buddha once we perfect all the virtues of the Buddha, which include the wisdom and great compassion and so on. Okay. So I hope you can catch the point. What does this mean, Tathāgatagarbha? So we all have this Tathāgatagarbha because we all will attain Buddhahood. Sounds very encourages, okay, right? In the Chinese scripture texts that teach Tathāgatagarbha, sometimes the word 戒, okay, 戒, may appear, such as the realm of Buddhas, the realm of sentient beings. So 戒 can mean realm, okay? So the word realm here means status. So what does this mean? Realm of Buddhas is mean perfectly awakened one in the status of a Buddha. This is the meaning of the realm of Buddhas. And what is the meaning of the realm of sentient beings? It means perfectly awakened one in the status of sentient beings. In addition, 戒 also means essence, which is the same for every being. That is, we all possess this essence, but for Buddhas, it is called the realm of Buddhas, and for sentient beings, it is called the realm of sentient beings. The different name for this underlying essence reflect the different states of each being. Buddhas are enlightened beings that have removed all their defilements and perfected all virtues, while ordinary beings like ourselves still have afflictions and shortcomings. So because each being's state of enlightenment and cultivation is different, the name of this essence is different. So I hope this will not confuse you. So it has many different names. So sometimes we can see the realm of Buddha, the realm of sentient being. And that means there's also another way to present Tathāgatagarbha teaching. Okay. Although the Tathāgatagarbha practice is supposed to be easier than the middle path or Yogacara teachings, it is not as simple as one thinks. Even though the teaching tells us that Buddha nature or Tathāgatagarbha is inherently pure and everyone possesses it, but our present condition is one of defilement and afflictions. Note that inherent pure here means to have all the virtues and wisdom all Buddhas possess. So every being has the qualities of a Buddha. But in Buddhas, this quality shines, while in us, sentient beings, these qualities are obscure. This means we have much work to do in terms of removing these dirty coverings that obscure our Buddha nature. Only after removing all these layers of dirt can we reveal and enjoy our pure Buddha nature. Okay. The important point to catch here is that simply having Buddha nature does not mean we will automatically become a Buddha. If we do nothing but sit around and wait, it will never happen. So the Buddha nature just means we have the possibility to attain the Buddha, but we need to practice. Okay. But such a teaching can help us overcome arrogance and discrimination, because everyone can become a Buddha if they work at it. So we should respect everyone because we are all equal in this respect. Okay. Another term that often arises in the Tathāgatagarbha teachings is pure mind in nature. This term focuses on the purity of this inherent nature. Like a crystal that is clear inside and any blemish is due to dirt on the outside. Here, some of the main scripture texts that contain the Tathāgatagarbha teachings are shown. So the first layer is Tathāgatagarbha Sutra, translated by Buddha Bhadra in the Eastern Jin dynasty. The second, Lankavatara Sutra, translated by Buddha Bhadra in the Liu Song dynasty. The third, Sutra on the Lion's Roar of Queen Srimala, translated by Buddha as well in the Liu Song dynasty. The fourth, Treatise on the Lineage of Three Jewels, translated by Ratnamati in the Northern Wei dynasty. And the Treatise on Awakening of Faith in the Mahayana, the last one, translated by Sikshananda in the Liang dynasty. Note that the information about the dynasties after each text relates to when these texts were translated into Chinese and where. It does not relate to when they appear in ancient India. It is important to note that in both ancient India and China, the spread of these Tathāgatagarbha teachings came after the spread of Prajnaparamita Sutras and treatises on these teachings. So I think it's time we should stop. So I will leave some time for you to ask question. Any questions? Faye, all clear?
Have to think about it.
Okay. It means a bit hard and difficult and unclear, right?
It's clear, but it cannot raise question yet.
Yeah. Okay, any questions, please?
Maybe to the end of the year session, then we have questions.
Yeah.
Maybe like Thursday or Friday.
Okay. So what about you? Jenny or Jen? Jenny? Hello.
Jenny.
Hello, Venerable. How are you?
Good. Thank you. Are you feeling okay?
I'm okay. I'm hoping to do some reading tonight from chapter 5 of Way to Buddhahood.
Yeah.
Look at your slides. Yeah.
Yeah. So this teaching, let me explain a bit more. So this teaching says every sentient being have this Buddha nature or Tathāgatagarbha, right? So that help sentient being to feel it's not difficult to attain Buddhahood, isn't it? Because we all have these qualities of Buddhas, but just covered by defilement. Just how can I say, remove the covering, and then we become a Buddha. Sounds easier. Okay, so
Actually, I'm sorry, Venerable, I do have a question. So then is Tathāgatagarbha part of the mind-only school?
well, it should be the school of Tathāgatagarbha. It's not this let me put this way. Tathāgatagarbha school adopt the doctrine of consciousness only schools. Can you understand? So in Tathāgatagarbha school, the doctrine use alaya consciousness as well, but term is the same, but the meaning different.
Okay.
So I will explain later, but just then give you a brief explanation. So consciousness only school, alaya is impure, okay? And in the Tathāgatagarbha school, alaya is pure, but covered by impure defilement. Okay. Can you imagine different shape, a different picture?
Thank you. That's helpful.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. So the treatise, on the awakening of faith in the Mahayana, the translator should be Pramartha. Sorry, I just give you a wrong verbal information. So it should be Pramartha, okay? Not the Sikshananda. Okay. And any other question, Lawrence? Laurie? You look worried.
No, I don't have any questions.
No, everything clear to you, right?
Um, it's a
Not really.
it's a bit dry, but
Try.
I have previous exposure to Tathāgatagarbha or Buddha nature, right? So
Yeah, yeah. So you have known a lot of this type of teaching, is it?
um, def- well, I wouldn't say a lot of knowledge, just a lot of exposure to it. So
Yeah,
it's very popular in Zen traditions too. So
yeah. It's called
Yin-Shun.
pure mind in nature, right? Pure.
Yeah.
So, but you have to be mindful because some of these school teach students just expel all your thoughts and then experience the pure mind image. Have you heard of this?
Maybe not those
Something,
exact terms, but
yeah,
it
something
kind
like
of rings a bell. Yeah.
yeah. But it's maybe a sort of skillful means because we have too much impure thoughts actually. So stop thoughts is to let our mind calm so that we can develop wisdom. This is just first step, okay? So you can hear when you attend some retreat organized by Zen tradition, they probably say, stop your thoughts, stop thinking, something like that. But it's not the ultimate goal. It's just the very beginning step, okay? So you can follow the steps and you can feel your mind a bit bright. Yeah, you can experience that situation, but not really pure mind. Okay, pure mind means truth. Okay, it's not something concrete. Yeah, when you realize the truth and you have the same experience. So when you attain the tranquility, you feel you can experience brightness. Okay, and when you realize the truth, you can experience the brightness, the same. So what can I distinguish these two situations, whether we just attain the tranquility or we realize the truth? So how to tell which situation we are in? The
If it accords with the it accords with the three marks of existence, right? So
yeah. So the easy way is to put some delicious dish before us. And whether we have desire, okay. If we have desire and want more, and we haven't realized the truth, we just attain tranquility. Okay, that's the easy way. Yeah, I mean, you want more. You want more is a sort of desire, a sort of defilement. Okay, yeah, or chocolate maybe. Jenny, you love chocolate? I'm not so sure. You can do some tests, and very it clear to us whether we attain tranquility or we realize the truth. And another way is when we hear someone scold us and see whether we get angry. Especially they misunderstood us. If we can understand why and still feel peaceful and calm and think about how should we explain for that people, those people, that person. And maybe we attain a certain level of realization of the truth, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the checkpoint is whether we still have defilement. Okay. It is the easiest way to find out whether we are uh, we are the saint, not saint. We are the sages. Any other questions?
Can you still be a sage and I mean, it sounds like you can be a sage, but if you have a color of defilement, and I'm not making sense yet.
You mean
Then
some sages still have defilement and they
it's
have some negative
it's still basic, basically.
emotion. You mean
Yeah,
stages still have some negative emotions, right?
yeah. That
Yeah, but not strong or serious. They may feel ah, but they don't harm others. It is from my my
yeah.
understanding. They
Well,
won't attack someone else if they get
oh,
angry.
but they have the thought, but then they don't act on it or something like that. I
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They might still get frustrated, but quickly gone. Okay. Because they have a wisdom to recover from that negative situation, right?
You're saying that it doesn't take them that long to recover?
Yeah, exactly. From my understanding. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if somebody did something extreme to you, and so they could recover from that, basically.
No.
Yeah. Have you heard of Angulimala, the story of Angulimala? After he attained the arahanthood, the heretical practitioner used stone to attack him, but he just stand there and accept this result because he knows this is the result of karma, something like that. And also another Buddha's disciple, he was killed by heretical practitioners as well, but he didn't react. Can you
Oh my.
understand? Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah, it's like
they are arahants, so they have no defilement. But
it's sort of
for
a sort of like a saint almost.
yeah,
No, not exactly, but I'm just trying to kind of get it.
yeah, extreme situation is kind of
Yep.
challenge.
Mahatma Gandhi-ish or whatever.
Yeah, usually we don't come across this extreme situation, but it do appear in the Buddha's scripture, in Buddhist scriptures. And what we heard, what we learn is they don't harm others. They just sacrifice. Yeah, I had
So they do
also,
withstand. They withstand pain, in a sense.
yeah, that the opposite feel guilty. You know what I mean? They something like that. For example, Mahanama. Have you heard of his story, Mahanama? chakra cleanse king. When the king Vidura is about to invade the Shakya clan, their kingdom, and he asked the king Vidura to give them some time to escape. And the king said, how long? He said, now I jumped into the river, and when I appear on the river, and you can invade the city, the kingdom. But for a long time, he didn't appear because he used his hair tie on the lock. So, so that the Shakya clan can escape as many as they can, right?
Wow.
That's what I heard. So sages usually always sacrifice themselves.
Yeah. Thank you.
Any other question? Yeah, be sad, right? Yeah, I hope you can understand the teaching of Tathāgata, which help us to feel that practice the path is not that difficult, but it's not that easy as well. That is so courageous teaching. Okay, courageous.
I was going to ask Venerable about English translations of some of these texts, but I did find some online. We can't send to everybody in the chat, so I sent the link to Faye, and then I think it was you, Larry, the Yin-Shun
Yeah.
Foundation.
Yeah. I just received a message. The guest is coming, so I have to stop the class now. So Larry, please.
Three bows to the Buddha. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Bow to teacher. Right. Thank you, Fasa.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. Actually, it's tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
Wish
Thank
you
you,
have
Venerable.
a
Thank
pleasant
you.